Oh my goodness. I feel like I don't really look at myself in the mirror too often. Part of it's because my job isn't really like in front of a mirror, but goddamn. That's how you know it's getting cold. Okay, well, that just looks so bad. Holy shit. Maybe I have some like subdermal scarring or something. Damn, bruh. Okay, whatever. It's fine. I'm not a beauty person, anyways, but I did want to say, oh my gosh, my fan turned off. Okay. I did want to say something about my concussion. Hold on. Hold still. Okay. So the reason why I can't. Okay. So I was waving to this lady who works in my building, and she has hella accidents. I mean, like, I've had accidents, but I swear she gets in an accident like every month. And it's not that she tells me, it's that I see it on her car because she parks right next to me. And honestly, I'm kind of worried I might have to change up my parking spot because she like, I mean, it's bad damage too. I might upload photos, but I don't want to like expose someone. That's not the point. I just feel really bad because it's like a lot of damage. It'll be like the right side of the back bumper, and then it'll be the left side of the front bumper, and then all over. And like her last car, this happened too until it got totaled because like the hood of the car smashed up, and like yesterday I came in and her new car's hood is also smashed up. So it's crazy. I feel like a gossip girl. That's not, or a mean girl. That's, I don't know. Maybe it's a personality flaw. But anyways, wait, what was I gonna say? Yeah, I was gonna talk about my concussion. I've never been like huge on sports. Like my dad taught me how to play basketball and volleyball and stuff. I actually enjoy, like my favorite sport is badminton, but it's not one where you're out here getting concussions. So I just, I've never really had a bad concussion. I had my first one, recently. I think it was June. I had a newish motorcycle. Well, I bought it new, but I've been driving around for like a month. So it was still new. I had taken it all around town. I'd warmed up, practiced, did my parking lot laps. I was ready for a longer trip. I mean, I had taken it on like good long trips, but still circling. So I was ready to kind of go a longer distance. I was thinking like an hour away. I can always get gas on the way back if I need it. But before any of that even happened, I got in an accident. Don't worry, it wasn't my fault. Oh my gosh, like the steering wheel was in my way because this light wouldn't turn green. Whatever. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so I got in an accident because I started taking my motorcycle as my like only form of transportation because I returned my dad's car to my dad so that the rest of my siblings could learn to drive. And so the motorcycle, I was using it to go do my job. So I would have to go to different sites. There were like sometimes 10 a day. And I feel like midday drivers are the worst. I feel like it's because, well, okay. Sorry, this light is really short and I really need to clear the way for people. So, anyways, that wasn't my fault. the left turner is kind of messed up.
Turn left onto West First Street
But,
and then turn left.
alright, let me focus for a second. Because driving is more important than YouTube videos. And distracted driving is a bad thing.
Turn left
Oh my
onto
gosh.
Walnut Street
This
and
is
then
where the
turn
one
left.
girl with the spigot lives. And I recently got the privilege to use their spigot to wash my car. And that means that I get cheaper water. And that's amazing.
Turn left the traffic light onto Main Street.
Oh no, I feel like I could never maintain my focus on a subject without having it written down and like focusing on that specifically. But I'm pretty sure I was talking about concussions. Yeah, so I had been taking it out to my different job locations. It always changes. I do inspections. And I had just finished for the day. I think I was coming back at like 2 p.m. to the office. And I was going through a parkway, where I was on the parkway and I was going straight. I was going to continue straight for a long time. But someone to the left lane of me, missed their exit. And I know that because the police told me later, but they missed their exit and decided to change all the lanes at once. So they hit their brakes, they didn't use their signal, and they started merging. And, with the speed of merging and the speed of braking, and them being slightly ahead of me when all this started, I couldn't outbrake them and I couldn't speed past them because they were in front of me. So, I checked behind me and I changed to my right lane. When I turned back over, like when my head turned back around, the car had continued to merge into the next lane over, which was the lane I was then in again. But at that point I didn't have any other reactions to make. So, my bike was totaled and the police told me I flew 20 feet into the exit ramp. And, my left wrist was sprained. I had a concussion and my right wrist broke. Thankfully everything's back. I still haven't felt like I can do push-ups or anything, but it's all good. The concussion is the one thing that I feel like is still with me, kind of. It's kind of been a weird thing because at first I felt like I was confused, so I just chalked it up to confusion. But then I had to return to work because HR didn't approve me having sick leave because I only had so much sick leave because I was a new employee at that time. And I didn't want to use up the 2 days of sick leave that I had at that time. So, making left turns and talking.
Continue on curved road for 0.7 miles.
Okay. But yeah, HR took 2 months to approve my leave, which at that point I had already recovered. So, but yeah, anyways, I was going to work and I was very, very slow. I couldn't retain what someone said to me. They would say a sentence. I would try my best to remember what they said. And by the time they finished their sentence, I wouldn't remember it anymore. I still feel slow. It's weird because the cadence of my speech has always been a little bit janky. Because I think while I talk, and I'm not the fastest thinker in the world. It takes me some time to think, but I feel like I still have deep thoughts and everything. I don't feel like I've lost any character or depth, but yeah, I feel slower. And part of that, I lost a lot of the speed of my speech when I moved
In a
to the
quarter-mile,
country,
turn right onto
and
Chainbridge Road.
I realized that I had to communicate with a smaller vocabulary so that people could understand me. It wasn't like I was trying to make fun of anyone. It was just kind of what ended up happening. I had like 5 words that I would use over and over. And so coming back to using all my vocabulary has been rough in that I have to remember words that I haven't used in a year. But anyways, I feel like that's been magnified with the concussion. I can't prove to myself how I used to talk because I don't have any videos. But anyways, that's my concussion. Anyway, so the bike was totaled and they gave me the cash for it after the whole settlement process, and insurance, like all of that was covered by his insurance or my, like, I have workers' compensation and everything, so everything was covered. I just didn't pursue any charges or anything. I mean, the guy was 81 years old. If he was driving, he probably had to, I guess, like, benefit of the doubt, I don't know. But, yeah, I'm really sad about my motorcycle. It was some would call it not a motorcycle, some would say it's a scooter, but it was semi-automatic. So, automatic is a scooter, manual is a motorcycle, semi-automatic is like in between. But it still had a clutch and everything, so I call it a motorcycle. It was a Honda Super Cub. It was the cutest thing. But I don't really regret anything in my life. It's pretty cool because after that I got my money back and I put it into a car instead. And I wouldn't be able to car camp if I also had a bike. I would have to have a storage unit, and then that would be like $200 less every month that I get to do whatever I want with. I feel like it's a good thing for maybe later when I've paid off this car. And what's cool is that my I think this week or whatever, I maxed out my contribution to my Roth IRA for this year. I've maxed it out, and I think my other IRA is like somewhere along the way. I just don't really know. I should be checking up on them soon, but that's exciting. Anyways, that's all. I'm on my way to the park to picnic, and I don't know if I want to take people to my picnic. I mean, when I picnic, I don't exactly eat, so I don't know if picnic is the right word, but I use a picnic blanket. I lay it out, and then I lay on it and read books and stuff. So, I mean, what do you call that? Reading outside on the lawn? I don't know. I call it picnicking, and I really enjoy it. I do it all the time. But on another note, I bought this headband. It says Adidas because the friend I bought it for is a huge fan of Adidas, and it was only like, I forget, like $9 or something, but they like these chunky headbands. They're pretty cool. I mean, honestly, hold on. Honestly, if I took my hair out, it'd be a vibe, okay? But, they went to prison. Like, they are gone. They called one of those days and said, oh, I should be out on Tuesday. I don't think that car was supposed to do that. But they're from Maryland, so they probably don't know the road markings like that. That's truly unfortunate. very interesting situation. The next cars behind it just did the same thing. I don't know how there can be so many tourists that the road markings are ignored. And then I got honked. That's kind of painful. I was just in my lane, bro, and I know not to block the intersection, but when I was going, I wouldn't have blocked the intersection, but the guy who went from the wrong lane cut in front of me, so yeah, that's why I was in the middle of the intersection. What's wrong with these people? God. Anyways, I get more like scared road rage. I don't really get rage as in I want to like fight people, but honestly, I've had multiple accidents, and well, no, just the one where I had a concussion, and then I've had a fender bender after the concussion because I passed out while driving because I couldn't take leave from work, because they wouldn't approve it for 2 months. But
West Drive.
Anyways, I really don't know what people are doing out here. I guess it's because it's rush hour and people like miss their turn and
4 miles, turn right onto
whatever. Crazy situation. I would like to inform you guys that I am prioritizing the road, but that would mean that I am a distracted YouTuber. But not a distracted driver, so that's all good. Okay. I don't know what I was saying. Oh my god, I was talking about the headband. Anyways, my friend's in prison, and he said he would call on Tuesday when he gets out, but he obviously didn't call, so he's obviously not out of prison, and I kind of expected that because the last time he was in prison, he never got out. I mean, he got bailed out, but he was going to be in there for a while, but I think this time he's going to stay in there for a little bit. He has a pretty bad situation. A lot of different sentences that I won't elaborate on because he's more private than I am, but I feel like there's a point where someone's involvement in your life becomes kind of part of your life too. So I'm not gonna mention names, but yeah.
Make a U-turn if possible.
I usually see him every other weekend, I mean. So it's okay though. I really hope the best for him. It's really not like I'm not suffering or anything. Anyways, I'm at the park. Look at the fall leaves. Okay, wait. Say hi to them first. Hi. Okay. But look at those leaves. They're so beautiful. Alright, I'm gonna go set up my picnic blanket. And I may or may not, wait, hold on. Look at this fit. I got a llama, my pants, and my shoes. Isn't that cute? Okay, well, I'm taking the shoes off because I don't like to step on grass with anything but my slides. And that's just gonna have to be acceptable. And I'm gonna be changing out of actually the whole fit because I've got my after work clothes to protect my work clothes. Alright, bye. Okay, I truly don't know if it's recording anymore. Because it kind of cut off on its own. But I was saying I got my thermals on, I got my hoodie on, and I got my sweatpants on. I got my boots. Yeah. So, I'm truly prepped. And this is the big ass field that I like to lay on. It's kind of a neighborhood field, I think. Because why? There's not that many people. Like, if you go to some of the bigger parks, in this area, always full of people. I mean, kind of depends on the day, but they're typically a lot more packed. But the colder weather is coming, so I'll probably be the only one, like, really out here all the time. But yeah. A lot of people like to play pickleball. I don't know if you heard that, but I said a lot of people like to play pickleball lately. There's a pickleball place near here. But anyways. Alright, I'll see you guys maybe tomorrow.